Let's jump a few months back to the Christmas season. Me and my friends decided to go out to Temple Square, downtown Salt Lake, to look at all the beautiful Christmas lights and all the sights and smells that Christmas time had to offer. We were all together and just shooting the breeze and talking with one another, asking each other questions and getting to know each other a little better. At one point, one of my friends turned to me and asked me what school I went to when I used to live in California before I moved here to Utah. I responded that I didn't really go to any public traditional school, but instead I was homeschooled with my family. She was taken aback. She was very surprised. I asked her what was the matter, and she responded how I wasn't that abnormal or socially awkward homeschooler. Through this experience, I realized the stigma that so many have about homeschoolers and what they don't understand what a homeschooler has in their day-to-day life. Through this speech, I hope to be able to persuade my audience that I'll be able to break that stigma and break those myths that many people believe homeschoolers have and what they deal with on an everyday basis. My first point is that homeschoolers have so many social opportunities and ways to socialize with people their age, just as much as any traditional public school student, sometimes even more. I took the route of going to a charter school where I went 2 days a week to learn math, English, science, and history. At this 2-day-a-week program, certified teachers came, taught us a lesson, and gave us homework for the week. And the rest of the week, I did that homework and then also had time for family, field trips, and other extracurricular activities such as going to an art studio or going to a PE class or a dance class. One of my friends really enjoyed this route because she dedicated her time to level 9 gymnastics, which took 4 hours of her day every single day. In a traditional public school setting, she would not have been able to balance her family life, school, and gymnastics all in one plate. So taking this homeschool route was much better for her, and she was still able to have those social exchanges with her friends and her family and other people at the charter school. According to the National Home Education Research Institute, there are 2.5 million homeschooled students in the United States alone, and this number is growing 2 to 8% every single year. I believe that the greatest relationships are built within the home. It has been proven that self-esteem and self-image, especially in adolescent girls, is strengthened and intensified in the home rather than being surrounded by in a traditional public school setting and having that peer pressure to sway beliefs and what they think of themselves and what they believe that they stand for and who they represent in this crazy and chaotic world. My second reason is that homeschoolers have more freedom and flexibility to learn what they want and when they want to learn it. They have opportunities that many other traditional public schoolers won't have. Instead of just sitting in a classroom full of 30 to 35 students with just one teacher teaching them, they have an opportunity to go outside and immerse themselves in the world, not just be stuck with one curriculum and one teacher. The public school setting is geared toward the average student, meaning that the ones that are below average tend to struggle with this curriculum, and the ones above average are not pushing themselves or growing to learn more and to grow more. As being homeschooled from a fourth grader to a sophomore in high school, I was able to experience this firsthand. The first year of my high school, I wanted to learn about clouds one day. So I went outside and I literally looked at the clouds. I had a little diagram and I used that diagram to identify what clouds were outside and depending on the weather and the temperature. And I personally think I learned so much more than just circling the answer B on my test. I believe that the stifling pass the exam mentality within the public school setting is so stifling, and it does not teach students how to learn or love to learn, but it just teaches them to get a good grade and get the A that they want. Research has even proven that homeschoolers tend to be smarter on SAT and ACT exams. According to the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, the scores for reading, math, and writing within the high school homeschool seniors is 567, 521, and 535, versus public school seniors, which is 497, 513, and 487. This proves that homeschoolers, even without the standardized Common Core curriculum, they are able to exceed on ACT and SAT entrance exams for colleges and for scholarships in their future life. My last and foremost reason that I would like to disclose how homeschoolers are vastly different from traditional public schoolers is that they develop important life skills naturally within their environment. I was able to take online classes and which enabled me to learn how to be self-motivated and self-driven and to teach myself responsibility. I had to set my own due dates. I had to set aside time for the class, for my homework, and then when it was due. And this was hard. This was a learning curve. But I believe that in homeschool, it is a more natural setting to embed these essential life skills for future careers and to be college ready and to be successful in life. A program in Utah called AVID, which stands for Advancement via Individual Determination, whole purpose is to prepare public school kids to be college ready and to be career ready. They include planners and they include binders and resources and programs for kids to shine with their leadership skills and learn how to communicate in the real world. I believe that homeschool naturally already includes all of these great opportunities that AVID has. And now I'm not saying that homeschool is better than public school, not at all. It depends on each person and each individual and their special needs and circumstances. For me, coming from a homeschool background from 8 years to a public school setting, I have seen the pressures and I have seen the different pros and cons between homeschool and public school, but I firmly believe that I have been able to gain better social skills within my family that ground me with beliefs and values. I have been able to be more flexible and free in what I learn, and I have grown to love to learn instead of just to learn how to take a test. In conclusion, the flexibility, the social opportunities, and the beautiful habits and the relationships established within the homeschool atmosphere has been proven by research to be a more effective way to educate a student, better preparing and equipping for them for a chaotic and fast-paced world in which we live in today.